a lot of people live in what I would call a state of suffering. And so that's where they're holding grudges, holding a lot of fear, some anger, all these things, physical exhaustion, we're holding that burden as well. So we start to not see things clearly. And so that state makes everything harder. That's just burdens we're carrying before we start on even the first action or project that we're trying to actually make progress on. So that just makes everything harder in our lives. What the good news is that behind all of that, if you can remove those things, you find the effortless state. It's there behind all of those burdens. And so learning to remove those burdens is like the ultimate productivity hack. You mentioned Tim Ferriss, and when I asked him that question, I said, well, look, what percentage of your mental capacity were you investing in just managing your own grudges and anger? And he said, well, between the age of, let's say, 15 and 30, he said it's probably 60 to 70% of my mental and emotional energy were being consumed with that. That's why it's such an unbelievable hack, because if you can get that much of your intelligence that's been consumed over here suddenly back, I mean, it's like the ultimate rebate. Suddenly you're like, okay, I can invest all of that on the actual work itself. Yeah. But that's why I structured the book the way I did. It's effortless state is part 1, effortless 2, as you mentioned, is effortless action, and then part 3 is effortless results. State, action, results. And the reason is because that's, in a way, that's kind of the heavy lifting. If you can remove all of that, suddenly when you come to the task itself, you bring your full supercomputer level of intelligence and ability to the table, instead of, in his case, only a third of it is actually making its way to the table. So that's why the specific thing that he and I talked about a lot was a section of the book about firing our grudges. The playing off of a Clayton Christensen question, what's the job to be done? Why, when people hire a grudge, they're hiring a grudge to do something for them. You hire a grudge, you hire a grudge because you believe, well, maybe a grudge will make me powerful. Now I'm going to hold this on, on someone else. It gives me a sense of superiority, a one-upmanship. Look at this bad thing they did, and I'll hold them to it. Maybe we hire a grudge because it produces sympathy in people we talk to, and that has advantages. They want to look after us, take care of us, just emotionally sympathize with us, and so on. There's a variety of things we could hire a grudge to do. But if you actually think about it like a job performance evaluation, you can start saying, actually, the grudge does not perform well in what we're hiring it to do. It doesn't make us powerful as we think it will. Actually, it controls us. The grudge is in charge. It makes us far weaker. Does it actually produce sympathy in others? Yes, but it's a really limited sympathy. And one of the reasons we know that is because we have to keep finding new people to tell our story of woe to, because it fatigues them. And so it's a limited value even there. And so as you evaluate grudges, you can start to say, I'm just going to get rid of this. And as anyone knows who has forgiven someone who's let go of all of these burdens, followed a process for doing that, you suddenly are in feel so much lighter.
Yes.
And it's not just a one-time benefit, because as you remove that, that's a cumulative benefit, that every day afterwards you're lighter. And you have that rebate, not just for a day or for a month, you have it for like the rest of your life that would have been used up in this way. So I think sometimes people, when they think about this book, maybe they come to it and they just want, okay, give me the practical stuff. How can I make the action easier? And they might be right about that. That's sort of part 2 in the book. Yeah. But I felt convinced as I worked with people and have worked with them over the last, years and years now on applying essentialism that this really is vital. That there's just this tremendous amount of energy and resources before any kind of productivity or efficiency hack. This is low-hanging fruit. If we work on this, it helps us, as I said, to achieve what we came here to do, instead of wasting our life, our precious life's blood, on things that just distract us and consume us and take us away from that mission.